Its energy surrounds us and binds us.
What's up, Star Wars fans, and welcome back to the Carbonite Convos podcast. If this is your first time joining us, you've just taken your first step into a larger world. And if this is not your first time, then we can't thank you for coming back for another episode of the pod. Today is episode 75 being recorded on Thursday, June 2nd. And with us being halfway through the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, Alec and I wanted to hop on here and just give our mid-season review, breakdown, chat, discussion, yada, 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 and pretty much just go over the first half of Obi-Wan Kenobi. So that's pretty much it. Alec, how we doing today?
I'm great, man. Just got back from work a little bit ago. I'm ready to talk about some Kenobi. We really haven't had a chance to talk about it too much yet. Outside of the podcast, I know we've both been swamped the past week or two, so we really haven't had a chance to dive into it. So I'm excited to do that.
Yeah, buddy.
We're gonna do our best here to go kind of episode by episode, but bear with us if we kind of get off track here and there. It's inevitable. It's bound to happen. So also, I apologize if I sound a little bit on the nasally side. I'm a bit under the weather, so forgive me there. But I'm ready to move on and into this convo, man. I don't know about you.
Let's do it. So, first two episodes came out last week, and typically the format we're doing is a reaction and a review in the same night, but with two episodes coming out 3 hours early, which was incredible.
That was a game changer, bro.
It was.
Oh my God. So
I think they did it specifically for content creators.
They had to, bro. Wednesdays, I know you do. I know I do. I always feel like shit, bro. Like Wednesdays suck because we have to stay up so late and do these things, bro.
Yeah.
And my Wednesday last week was fantastic.
Yeah.
I felt phenomenal.
See, I did too. I got a few hours. So that was nice, where I'm used to 4 hours, like 2 or 3 hours before the episode, and then maybe 1, possibly 2 after the episode. But at that point, I'm breaking REM so hard that it doesn't matter. I could get 4 more and I'm still just
you're the same amount of exhausted.
Yeah, exactly. But that was huge. Dude, I'm loving it so far. I'm pissed though, because I saw Rotten Tomatoes, which I don't respect Rotten Tomatoes scores.
No
I think they mean anything. Oh, what sucks is the audience score so far is 58%. And I think that's bullshit.
Bro,
it's
honestly, every person that I've met in public or like physically talked to about it have not been fans.
What have you heard? I'm the opposite.
The majority of it's bashing on Reva.
But, and there's a lot of hate going on around.
Don't get it.
Well, there's a lot of hate going on. One, about the character, and the much more unfortunate thing, there have been a lot of racist comments about the character, about the actress. And dude, it's super sad, man, because it's one thing to hate a character.
Mm-hmm.
It happened with. It's just the same thing that happened to Jake Lloyd, Ahmed Best, Kelly Marie Tran, all these actors that just are playing their part, and people have to
make it about the person rather than the fact they just don't like a character in a children's movie, bro.
Yeah. And John Boyega, and the fact that it's really, I saw a meme that was pretty funny. It was Jedi hunt themselves. The Jedi will hunt themselves. It was the racists will hunt themselves, because, dude, I've seen a lot of true colors. To be honest, do I hate Reva? No. Like, do I love Reva? No. But do I hate her? No.
I like her.
I think at some points in the first 2 episodes, her character, I was kind of iffy about it, but it has nothing to do with race. It has nothing to do with the actress. It just, I don't know. There was something about her, but like, I like, by the end of the 3rd episode, I'm a fan of her. I like her.
I don't understand.
Get the Funko Pop.
No one has the right to say they like or dislike her right now, because we're halfway through the series and we've seen her for like 20 minutes. We don't know anything about her. We don't know her backstory. People are hating on, how does she know it's Anakin when Obi-Wan doesn't even know it's Anakin? There has to be a reason. I'm sure we will get an explanation. People hated Ahsoka at first, bro. Yeah. And by no means is Reva ever going to be on the same level as Ahsoka, because Ahsoka is one of the best characters in all Star Wars. But there's no doubt that her favor will grow with fans when there's more development to her story. It's way too early, bro. It's way too early.
It is. It's too early. And it's just unfortunate because you don't want to see something happen to her where she feels unwelcomed by the community. So I found it interesting that you mentioned, Pete, you haven't heard a lot of good things and that most of it's Reva. I understand a little bit why people might not love the character yet, but I don't know. That I think that comes from nerds just being impatient and too judgmental, So
absolutely, I'm excited to find out more about her. I'm super into the dark side force users, and I think the whole concept of the Inquisitors is super dope. And so I'm really excited to learn more about her.
Yeah,
I love them from Rebels. I love the live action adaptations so far. I just don't understand how anyone can say they don't like her yet.
Well, okay, I can understand if you don't warm up to a character right away. I get that. Like it happens. You don't love every character right off the bat. But what I think is unacceptable and pathetic is trashing the actress, just saying such hurtful things to her. It makes me ashamed of those people that do consider themselves Star Wars fans, because I don't know, we really don't have any room in the fandom anymore for people like that who call out, I don't know, who just blatantly attack the performer, especially based on their race. It's just sad because they're humans.
Can you imagine? Let's put this in something that would be one of our scenarios. Well, our dream growing up was to play Major League Baseball, right? What if you get to the big leagues and people don't like your jersey number, and because they don't like your jersey number, they completely roast you as a human being to the point where you don't even want to be a part of the game anymore, and it makes you quit? That's exactly what has happened to these same people, bro. These are dreams and accomplishments I'm sure they've been working for their entire lives, and now she's cast in a role where she's in Star Wars. She's in Star Wars, bro. Like, that's huge. I can only imagine that's huge. And the first thing she hears is all these racist and negative comments about her as a person, bro. That's no way.
And what's unfortunate is Star Wars had to warn her. And that's just sad. That's just sad. And you'd hope that eventually these people die out, I guess, because I would assume that it's the older crowd for the most part. But yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Makes you
I feel like it's just there's a large population of it spread across a lot of different generations.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate.
Yeah, luckily we're on the light side, so we're all good. But show as a whole, I am completely entertained so far. Through episode 1, I'd say the only thing that annoyed me was you can't tell me that it takes that much effort to catch up to a 10-year-old girl running like that.
It's funny. So one of the big TikTok accounts that we're super into right now is Star Wars Dinks. Go check him out. He's awesome. So I love his content. I think it's super wholesome. He actually went over a video where someone was saying that exact thing. How many people does it take to catch a little girl running at 1 mile an hour or whatever? And he's like, well, plot armor is very strong. So there's no way to really avoid that. And I was like, that's the best answer. Plot armor, bro. What are they gonna do? Make Leia die?
No, exactly.
7 years old? Like, no, she's obviously gonna get away.
Yeah.
One of the best things I ever heard you say was that, even comparing it to like the original trilogy or any other Star Wars movie where, there's the villains are shooting at the main group of heroes and they're kind of just like walking through and everything's just missing them, bro. The Force itself and the storyline of the movie, everything happens like it's supposed to happen. It's the same exact concept here. It could be the Force, it could be Leia's ability to just be awesome, I don't know, that makes those people not able to catch her.
Yeah. And Rosemary was saying a lot about like the terrain, which
that's
very
a good
much
point.
it very much aided in her, well, not escape, but in the delay of her capture, because she was able to duck under branches and all that kind of stuff. But you got this little twig that stops a grown man from running through it. It's like, come on. But no, you're
I've
exactly
seen some
right.
funny
Plot
TikToks
armor
of people making fun of the running of those guys, and they're like,
It is, and it's more just like comedic at this point, a little
Yeah.
bit.
I'm not hating on it by any
No,
means.
like it's kind of funny because you're like, okay, let's catch her already. Come on, and then Obi-Wan, let's go.
Let's
You
go.
gotta catch her. Too much of Leia running so far.
Yeah.
But man,
And we got that in 2 episodes.
I know the little girl's killing the role though. She
Yes,
really
she
is.
I mean,
She's
bro,
doing a
that's
great job.
also a big role. Let's like just say, hey, let's come in and yeah, you're gonna be Princess Leia. Like
Princess Leia. My goodness,
that's awesome.
That's some
You
big
kidding
shoes
me?
to fill.
Yes, it is.
And I'd say another thing that people are complaining about is her demeanor, almost like how old she seems for being a 10-year-old girl. But at the
That's
same
Leia.
time, that's Leia. Her mother was a queen at 14. She was a senator at 19. Leia herself was a senator at 19. So
Well, okay.
obviously she is advanced.
She's yes, she's the daughter of Anakin and Padme, 2 of the brightest individuals in the galaxy at one point, right? Probably the strongest, one of, if not the strongest Jedi ever, and
Yeah.
one of, if not the most willful and best politicians in the Star Wars universe. So,
Yep.
and like the desire and the want and the drive of those 2 put into a child. Plus, she's raised by Bail Organa, also super
What a great
influential,
dad.
great dad. And 3, look what she accomplishes. It takes a certain kind of greatness to accomplish what she does. She literally leads a rebellion to take back the galaxy.
Yeah, I agree. And I'd like to get into that when we get to episode 3.
Mm-hmm.
So episode 1, we had to get warmed up. It was really interesting seeing Obi-Wan get these toys for Luke. The toy ends up being something that we see in A New Hope.
I love that.
Exactly. So I made a video about it on Fandom Facts, so go check that out. But I like that they're not overloading with Easter eggs, but there are some very subtle things like that.
Absolutely. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, it was. And I don't know. So far as a whole, I'm very entertained. I think it was really cool. We already know that we're going to get Qui-Gon. If we don't, I will be a little upset just because he's been mentioned in 3 episodes. There's no way that just happens and nothing comes of it. We see Obi-Wan having his nightmares. He's asking for his master's help. I think it's great.
I'm going to be more than upset if we don't see Qui-Gon, to be honest, because we know that. Should we address him as Ben or Obi-Wan? Because he's Ben now.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't
whatever,
matter.
Same person, whatever. We know that he learns the ability to represent himself in the Force. It has to happen sooner than later because he doesn't live that much longer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, I agree. And, I think the very interesting part is that we've wondered how Obi-Wan aged so quickly in 10 years. And after the 3rd episode, I can kind of understand.
I can see why.
I can see it. Yeah, episode 1, there wasn't too much. We got a lot of looks at the Inquisitors, which was really neat. I think that was our big look at how impatient and sporadic Reva is. So that was super interesting. And I know we talked about it a little, how much the Inquisitors just don't respect her. So I think that's a very interesting dynamic that the Inquisitorius has.
Yeah, so I want to know what the beef is between Reva and the other Inquisitors, because they obviously do not care for her. I know that she, I don't know, obviously didn't kill the Grand Inquisitor, but seriously hurt him. So what happened before that makes them not like her?
Well, what I picked up on is in the 2nd episode, and this goes along with the main theory of Reva, is we see the little girl at the beginning of the movie in Order 66, where we see the younglings, they say, "What do we do now?" And the girl says, "Run." A lot of people think that is Reva, because that scene, although this series is about Obi-Wan and Anakin, and Order 66 has a lot to do with that scene is pretty useless
And
or
other than that,
it's
yeah.
a super cool scene, but it has no place if that isn't what it's for. So the main theory is Reva was a youngling. Anakin didn't kill all the younglings, and he took at least some of them, or maybe just one, and they became an Inquisitor, or he just let some go. We don't know. But what I noticed in the second episode is that the Grand Inquisitor tells Reva, he says, you're garbage, and you're only one of us. You were only accepted as one of us because of your abilities. And I assume that means her previous abilities in the Force.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, if anything, Reva, being a survivor, what I assume, she has the Force abilities, and that is why Vader almost, what I assume is, instantaneously accepted her into the Inquisitorius and let her join the others. And they had a much harder trials to become an Inquisitor, and maybe they're spiteful about that.
Well, we know that it wouldn't be the first time that Vader recruited an Inquisitor from that was a former Padawan of some point. Which one was it in the video game? I forget which sister it was.
I don't remember her name.
She was the Padawan of Cal's master. I also forget her name.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, exactly.
So she was a Padawan at one point. So we definitely know that he's willing to do it.
Yeah. No, exactly. And I don't want to skip ahead to episode 3 just yet because we're going to spend a lot of time on episode 3, but there's a lot to talk about in episode 2. Going from Kamar Nanjiani's character, what was his name? Haja something. Hold up, I gotta look this up really quick.
The fake Jedi.
The fake Jedi, but I love the name. Haja Estri Jedi. I dug his character like crazy. I was we were both a little confused, but what I wanted to say earlier is, with the pop of him coming out, how dope would it be if it said Haja Estri Jedi on the box? I think that'd be dope.
Very specific.
Yeah,
I bet it will just say Haja though.
It will, but he introduced himself like that a couple times, and I think that would be really cool.
Well, I actually have some questions about him, because how did he know he was Obi-Wan?
He didn't.
He said, "We have faith in you, Obi-Wan."
Well, because of the bounty.
Oh,
yeah,
that
that's
makes sense.
Well, I really like what he said. You could tell Ben's reaction. He said, "You're not alone, Obi-Wan." And I assume that was the first time Obi-Wan's heard that in a long time, because I think in that moment he trusted him.
Yeah, I would say so. That's probably what ultimately made him decide to go with Leia to this destination.
Yep. We got to talk about the Velociraptor dinosaur bounty hunter. That dude was super cool.
Yeah.
Dude was cool. There were a lot of interesting characters throughout the second episode that we see. But I think one of the most interesting parts was when he's using the Force for the first time, because you kept hearing her say, "Make me float. I want to float." Then she falls then. He makes her float. I
had a TASM moment right there. The Amazing Spider-Man moment right there.
Yeah. I had an Endgame moment.
Yeah.
Just with Hawkeye and Black Widow and all that. But super, super interesting episode. Trying to think if there was anything else, because
it was we didn't talk about C-3PO.
C-3PO made a little cameo, which I think that's enough. I think, we don't need to see a ton from him, but I think it's cool knowing that, 3PO's in the movie. His mind is wiped, but he's there.
And I mean, we always wonder, like, what were they up to? Where have they been this whole time? And we're getting a droid story at some point. So I don't know. We don't know a whole lot about it yet, but you never know. Little side stories with R2 and 3PO. I wonder where R2 is right now.
I know. I think that is a very, very interesting question.
I assume somewhere nearby, because I don't know why. I don't know why they would take just 3PO.
Yeah, I don't know. You'd think maybe he makes a heroic play.
Mm.
You know, maybe.
And maybe so with it being around Kenobi. If they just showed 3PO,
Yeah.
I feel like they're gonna want to show R2. Unless they
Yeah.
got all their R2 out in Mando.
Yeah. Mando and Boba.
Yeah.
But he didn't do too much. He didn't do too
No,
much. He was just kind of there, but
but he got a decent amount of screen time.
he did. He did. I was happy with it.
R2D2.
I was happy with it.
Goat.
And then it's interesting because the week before on the podcast, we were talking about there are going to be things that we see happen in this series that we don't know that we want to see. And one of them specifically that we mentioned was, what about the moment where Obi-Wan finds out that Anakin's Vader? And we saw that. That was incredible. You see just the look of terror and just the realization that almost his worst fear has come true, because Anakin wasn't dead. That was hard enough, but he became the most fierce Sith in the galaxy.
Yeah,
he was this evil ruler over the Empire. So I have to imagine how much more Obi-Wan feels like he failed in that moment, and just scared. The fact that you hear that Darth Vader is looking for you personally for 10
He's
years.
coming after you.
And then the big reveal of Vader. Big
Wild.
reveal. Only a few seconds. He
looked dope.
He looked mangled in episode 2. And then what's interesting is episode 2, I couldn't see Hayden Christensen. I tried to look, but I couldn't make it out as him. I know it was, but I couldn't make out that was him. And then episode 3 hits, you see the helmet, you see all the pieces getting put together on him. You mentioned how painful it looked. And then you see the helmet lower, and you could see a very defined look at Hayden's face. And I thought that was incredible, followed by a remastered James Earl Jones's voice.
You know, it's sad. It's probably the last, like after this series, it's probably the last time we're going to hear it.
You don't know that. You don't know that because I think it's very, he's old.
He's 91 years old, bro.
Yes. But, the thing is, and I just found this out right before the episode, the same technology that they used with Mark Hamill to de-age his voice and make it back in his prime. That's what they did for James Earl Jones too.
Oh, that's cool.
He recorded the lines, and then a company, it was like speechify, something weird like that.
Lines,
yeah. They remastered his voice to make it sound younger, make it sound more like Invader's prime.
That's dope.
So even if James Earl Jones can't do the voice of Vader live, if they can make a face look almost the exact same, they can alter a voice too.
Sure.
And it's a lot of rumors that Hayden Christensen is returning in the Ahsoka show. So I assume that we'll get James Earl Jones back for that.
I hope we do, and hopefully he's still around to do it himself.
Yeah, I assume.
That would be ideal. He's a goat, bro.
No, he has the most iconic voice of all time, I believe.
Absolutely.
I want to he recorded the New Testament, and you can buy it on Audible, and I really want to listen to it, because just to hear the Bible read by Darth Vader and Mufasa, I gotta do it.
That's interesting.
But man, just seeing Vader and knowing it's Hayden Christensen under there, it's like you always know Vader's Anakin, but you can.
And now it's Anakin.
It's like it's so much more Anakin, you know. I think that was super interesting. We go on. Obi-Wan and Leia are on the run trying to get back to Alderaan. And we get pulled in with this Imperial rebel, which I really liked her character. I hope she sticks around for a bit. What was her name?
I don't know if they said it.
They did. They definitely said her name. I can't remember it right now. But she pulls them into, her bunker where Quinlan Voss and other Jedi smuggle younglings.
Bro, I feel like that would be a big opportunity for them to tie in Grogu, bro.
Yeah, man. And that's been a theory ever since the Order 66 scene in Book of Boba Fett. that's been a very big theory that Quinlan Vos, up until this point, it was very believed that he was an Order 66 survivor, but it wasn't known.
Right.
It wasn't confirmed. Now it is. And a lot of people believed that it was Quinlan Vos that saved Grogu from the temple. This could very well be a story now. And I agree. You said it on the reaction. And I don't know, just telling the things that could be written on that wall of the stories of him smuggling Jedi younglings. I am super excited.
What's crazy is I feel like every time we've seen Order 66 in like the new Star Wars, so like since Disney Plus, we've gotten a little bit more of a piece of how Grogu has gotten out of and survived Order 66. So after you said, like, just like in Book of Boba, we see him physically seeing Order 66. Now we find out that Quinlan Vos survived. Now, either in Ahsoka or in Mando season 3, we could see a little bit more of that scene of maybe Quinlan running in and grabbing him, like, "You're our future," or something crazy along those lines.
You're
and
our only hope.
Ass and get, boom. That's it.
Boom.
That's
Dude,
it.
I can't wait, because like headcanon, it's headcanon right now until it's confirmed to be something else.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, we can believe whatever we want, bro.
Yeah. No,
that's crazy. I cannot believe he survived, man. That's wild.
100%, 100%. And going off of what I was saying earlier about Leia, I think Leia asks the woman a question almost along the lines of, "Are you scared?" or anything like that, or "Why do you do it?" And she says, "It's a lot easier when you know you're helping people." And then they pan to Leia and you can see her accept that. And I think we're seeing Leia's formative years where she realizes what she wants to do and how she's going to start this rebellion against the Empire, or at least be a vital part of it.
No, I mean, every person is shaped mostly by their childhood, which is crazy to me. And at this point in her life, she's surrounded by influential people at the darkest time in the galaxy. So I've never really thought about what Leia went through to get where she ultimately ends up. I just assumed, oh, she's Princess Leia, she's a senator, she's just a smart person. I'm sure she also had to struggle. And we're now seeing that she had these traumatic events that are, like you said, shaping her consciousness. I don't know how else to describe it.
Destiny.
Her destiny. Yeah. She's manifesting it.
Yeah. And then they start to go through the tunnel, except for Obi-Wan. He hangs back, and we get our first look at Vader again. Well, first look at Vader again. That's a little redundant. We get our first look at Vader being brutal again. We see him force choke a dad, break the neck of his son right in front of him, drag a lady by her head. Dude, he was being brutal in those scenes.
He's trying to draw him out.
He is. And you almost, you see Obi-Wan. This is his apprentice. This is his brother. Quote from Obi-Wan was, "You become a far more Jedi than I could ever hope to be." And to see him like this, I can't imagine what just the fear that is pounded into Obi-Wan's mind. It was incredible. And then we get the scene in the desert.
When he ignites it, dude. That's one of my favorite poses of Jedi or Sith, how they ignite their lightsaber, when they like fling it open almost.
Yeah.
God, it's so sick, bro. That shit is dope.
You see the camera angle, and it's the picture of our thumbnail from our reaction. It's behind Vader, so you can see like
Obi-Wan in the distance.
Yeah, but you can see like the right side of Vader's leg, and then just his blade. And in that little triangle, you see Obi-Wan, and you wonder, where's the saber? Where's Obi-Wan? Where is yours? He runs a little bit, and then we see the fight where Vader just dominates him.
Yeah, bro. I was honestly going to say, and I think it's supposed to be this way.
It is.
Very, very underwhelmed by it, which again.
Well, I didn't know we were getting to that yet. I meant like the fight
No,
overall
no,
why he dominated.
yeah, absolutely. I was not underwhelmed by the fight in general, but like, well, yes, but the fact that Obi-Wan just ran the entire time, kind of like Leia was in the first two episodes. I'm like, damn, another chase scene. But it was a little bit cowardly, if you ask me.
I wouldn't
And
even put it
again,
like,
I think it's supposed to be that way because I think Obi-Wan is at rock bottom right now.
yeah, he's probably at the weakest he's ever been.
Exactly.
And Anakin or Vader is a California redwood where he just towers over him. He's about a foot taller than
Yeah,
him
he's
now.
like 7
And
feet
just
tall now.
the brutal strength. He's just fighting with one arm. Just it's like he's dropping Thor's hammer on him. It's nuts, this scene, because you just have Vader overpowering him, Obi-Wan falling back the entire time. Just there's no offense on Kenobi's side. It's all defense. And it is just
Absolutely.
insane. But he kept running. He was trying to get away. And then right when the embers or whatever those were spill out on the ground, right when I saw those spill out, and I wish I would have said it on the reaction, because I feel like I don't know, in a non-arrogant way, I feel like I can kind of see some of those foreshadowing things when something's about to happen.
Mhm.
And right when I saw that those all spill out, I knew that somehow they were going to catch on fire. And we see just Vader slowly, just a fire erupt from left to right. I didn't
And
know
just
what
start
was,
burning him, bro.
yeah, I didn't know what was going to happen. We see him pick him up and just put him in the fire. That was brutal.
What I mean, what's crazy is Obi-Wan putting him into the lava on Mustafar was very unintentional on his part, right?
Yeah.
He's just defending himself. Yes, he cut off his arms and legs, but for him to fall into the lava, I don't think he meant for that to happen because he just kind of falls down there. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
And he
saying?
didn't fall in. It just he
No,
ends
he's
up
kind of
catching on fire because he's that close.
exactly. But for Vader to turn right around and do the exact same thing to him, but intentionally, shows how much revenge he really wants and how much he truly hates Obi-Wan. And I just thought it was brutal, dude.
It was because you think of these scenes that you wonder if during this fight, Obi-Wan can say anything to him like, Anakin, come back. But there wasn't anything like that, at least this round. It was simply Obi-Wan fearing for his life and just trying to make it out alive. He wasn't trying to save Anakin. He was trying to
No.
save himself. And you're right, to see how much Anakin hates Vader and just wants to see
Hates
him
Obi-Wan, you mean?
suffer. Yeah, my bad. How much he hates him, and his one goal with it is to just see him suffer. We see the truth. It was a brutal scene, but I think one of the coolest things about it was, you see Obi-Wan sitting there in the fire and you just see Vader standing over him, stormtroopers backing him up. That was a dope view of that. That was just so Star Wars. Obviously the fire gets put out. Obi-Wan is
Still
extinguished.
alive, yeah.
Yeah, he's extinguished. And I guess that's where I was just confused, because Vader could have easily drug him back in. But the camera through the flames, you see the flames kind of like it is on the screen right now. You can see Vader through the my finger flames.
Flames.
Finger flage. You can see Vader's face through the flames. And it was on his face for like 10 seconds, which 10 seconds, just music, no dialogue, nothing really happening in film. That's a long time. That is a long time just to be on a fire in Vader's face. So I was sitting there just wondering, what is he doing? Is he going to drag him back in? Is he having some sort of realization right now? What's going on?
I mean, there's no way to know. I assume, and if you compare this to any time we've seen newer Vader, like the Ahsoka Vader fight in Rebels, Anakin is still in there, and
Yeah.
he's always fighting, even if it's just a little bit. So there
It's
could
Vader is
it could
fighting
be
back Anakin.
it's exactly. So that 10 seconds could have been an internal dialogue or an internal
Yes.
fight that Anakin's trying to pop out. No, like, we're not gonna do this. Vader coming back. Yes, we're doing it. You know.
Dude, that was very, very well said. So it just leads to wonder, because he's been searching for him for 10 years. 10 years. Finally gets him, then he lets him go. And I don't know if I think the very good thing is that we still have 3 episodes left. And the main premise of the show is Obi-Wan and Anakin. So I'm led to believe that they will cross paths again before the end of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I have that hope is because we're only halfway done. The epic rematch that they've been promoting between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan, their epic rematch, it's not going to happen in the 3rd episode.
No way.
And then tail off. It's not going to happen like that. At least I don't believe that. I don't believe it's going to happen like that. So I believe and am praying to God that we see more. I assume that the way we get there is Obi-Wan is confronted by not confronted.
Greeted.
Qui-Gon makes his appearance. We see some type of inner realization or aha moment where Obi-Wan kind of gains his strength back, not physically, but his will is back, because he wasn't even willing at first to go help Leia.
Mm-hmm.
He just wanted to stay there. And we know that it wasn't because he had to watch Luke. We know that. Even though he said that, we know that that's not why, because Bail Organa says, it's not about the boy, and you know it.
Mm-hmm.
He said, you lost Anakin. We all lost. And in that line, you can tell that Obi-Wan wasn't not going with them because he needed to watch Luke. It was because he was afraid. He was in hiding. He wasn't the same person that he was. So back to where I started, I would assume that it boils down to Qui-Gon gives him that pep talk, for lack of a better term, gives him that pep talk. He gains that willful spirit back. And then we finish off and he fights Vader again.
I want to see the conversation between Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon about Anakin, and the fact that the last words that Qui-Gon said to him were watch over or train the boy.
Promise me you'll train the boy.
Those were his dying words.
Yeah. He's like,
the person who meant the most to Obi-Wan at the time was Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
And
Obi-Wan didn't want him.
Exactly. He didn't want him. He only did it because Qui-Gon asked him to. And I'm sure not only is he disappointed in the fact that he lost Anakin and he lost that brother, but he also disappointed his master. He didn't fulfill his master's dying wish. Yeah. And I want to see the forgiveness that Qui-Gon has towards him. And I bet that is such a coming of age moment for Obi-Wan. So I hope we get that.
No, that'd be dope. That'd be dope. There has to be some kind of intense discussion between them. This is long. We haven't seen them together since 1999. So it's been.
Do you think it'll be just his voice?
That's that's not nervous about, but that's what I'm
leaning towards that.
Yeah, that's what I'm a little nervous about. But I'm not sure. I don't see why. I just don't see. I don't know. I don't see a point in them bringing Liam Neeson back, bringing him to the studio, paying him money to be in Star Wars again, live action, and not using him.
See, the one thing I feel like makes me feel like they're gonna use just his voice is that the theory is he isn't able to visualize himself because he died before his training was complete. So he was only able to tap into a certain amount of the living force, which is why he was only able to broadcast his voice, really.
Yeah.
And The only thing I worry about is if they do make him physical, that it kind of goes against that, because I have no idea here, but I assume they can't learn more about the living force after they're gone.
Oh, bro, I am sure that they can.
Really, I have no idea, bro. Like that's
I feel like
above
they
me.
can.
I feel like
Well,
with the
yeah, it's
force they
above
can
me
do
as well.
whatever they want, really.
Yeah. See, I'm looking because I could have swore that he was a Force ghost in the Clone Wars, and he technically wasn't a Force ghost because it was in Anakin's mind.
Mm.
But I'm talking about like it was the Mortis arc. It was the Mortis arc where
where he sees where Dooku is still a Jedi and all that too.
no. Mortis, no,
Which
the
one?
Mortis arc where Anakin is the brother and the
Yeah,
sister with
right.
Mora. That wasn't the one you're thinking about. Is Yoda's
Oh,
quest at the very end.
you're
The
right.
Mortis arc was where just solely Anakin. It was Qui-Gon talking to Anakin about his future, about him being the chosen one in his past. So technically, that wasn't Obi-Wan. That wasn't Qui-Gon's Force ghost. That was Anakin's subconscious. But I have to imagine part of that was Qui-Gon. But I think you do make a good point, because maybe you can't. I don't know. See, I just kind of had a flip-flop in my mind. I think if Qui-Gon wasn't able to learn more about the living force past death, he wouldn't have been able to communicate after, you know?
I'm
I
sure
don't
there's
know.
different
We don't
levels
know.
of it, and maybe it could even be with the help of Obi-Wan that he's able to figure it out more.
Maybe.
He's able to communicate like, hey, Obi-Wan, just like, no, you can do this. Check it out.
Yeah.
And then help me figure it out more. And maybe Obi-Wan is able to teach him a little bit as well.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, there has
We
to
could
be,
say
I'm
maybe
sure.
about anything.
Yeah. I really hope that we see Qui-Gon, because if we don't see it, yes, he's coming back for what is it? Tales of the Jedi is what it's called.
Yeah, that looks insane,
It
bro.
does. It looks really good. He's coming back for that, and we are getting Qui-Gon again. It is voiced by Liam Neeson, but I would really like to see
Live action.
Liam Neeson
Yeah.
as Qui-Gon Jinn. So we'll see.
Would they de-age him, do you think?
I don't know. He's not that. I feel like they can just make him look a little.
Yeah, with some makeup.
And the thing is it's good. He'll be shimmering and stuff.
Mm.
Like he'll look like a Force ghost. So I feel like they could just get by. And I don't think he looks that much older. Maybe I don't know. I haven't looked at his face in a while.
Yeah, I've really had the desire to go look at Liam Neeson anytime lately.
For real. How did the episode end again?
Which
it
one?
ended
The second one?
the third episode.
Sorry, before we get there, yo, did you
Yeah.
notice during the reaction when I said when they were on Mustafar and we see Vader's castle for the first time, like, hey, is Hawkeye gonna show up?
Yeah.
It was like that was like the exact same location from What If.
Mm-hmm.
It was like that same angle. I was like, hey, where's Black Widow? Where's Hawkeye?
Well, that was when Ultron and Uatu, the Watcher, were just busting through.
Yeah.
So it was dope. What if you just see like
saw
a
little something in the back,
a
just
little glimmer, bro? What if you
sick.
saw that? That'd be dope.
The ultimate tie-in.
I gotta go rewatch it. Dude, what if? Literally, man, what if? That'd be dope. That would be super dope. I saw someone, it would just be too poetic that their final battle, what if it's on Mustafar, man? What if they end up back on Mustafar fighting again?
I could see that.
You know what's interesting is we never see Ben Kenobi's legs in A New Hope. Maybe they get chopped off. Maybe he's robotic as well.
Yeah.
If he was, I feel like he would. That's not going to happen, just because he calls when he's talking about Anakin, he says he's more machine than man now, twisted and evil. So that'd be a slap in the face to him as well.
Yeah, it'd be calling
yeah,
kind of hypocritical.
Yeah. I'm having trouble remembering exactly how the episode ends, though.
It was Vader walking away, was it not?
Was it? That was the very end?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, man. So now we have to wait about, what is it, 6 more days, and we can wait.
Yeah, I am very much looking forward to. It sucks. It's already halfway over.
I know.
It sucks.
It's because it's very quick.
It is.
It's very quick. Yeah. Seeing Celebration made me, dude, just I have so much FOMO from Star Wars Celebration this year, just with Obi-Wan, Anakin,
What is
everything.
FOMO?
Fear of missing out.
I've never heard that.
You've never heard FOMO?
No,
Really? Bro, that's like a very recognized term.
really,
Yeah.
never heard it.
Because it's like an example would be you don't want your friends ask you to go out. You don't want to go, but FOMO kicks in and you go out just because you don't want to miss out on fun. So you have that fear of missing out. And that's just what I had this entire time through Celebration, man. It looked incredible. Absolutely incredible.
This was the year to go. I feel like this was the big one.
This was the big one.
Just how it perfectly fell with the Kenobi release, and next year it's in Europe.
I can't tell you how much my heart sunk.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
You said the only thing that changes, the only price that changes is the plane ticket.
Yeah. I'm not wrong.
No, you're not.
Not wrong. Who knows? Maybe Carbonite Convos will be fronting the bill.
Hopefully.
I don't know. I didn't tell. I have. Nice. I've decided to get business cards made.
That's a great idea.
I agree. Some business cards I can. Because, dude, people, when I bring up the podcast, people ask about it all the time, all the time, and it's exciting. And I tell them, yeah, it's Carbonite Combos, and out of the X percent of people that ask
remember,
me,
and
the X amount of people that actually remember and then decide to look at it and then decide to sub, let's increase those chances, get some business cards made, have a little QR code that goes to us. I think it'd be dope. So I'm going to get some
idea, bro. Let's hop on that.
Yeah, no, I'm doing it. I just thought of it before the podcast, literally, because I was in an elevator. The guy said he really liked my shirt. And I said, yeah, I made it. Like, I designed the shirt. He was like, oh, that's really cool. And I was thinking right there, I was like, this is obviously a Star Wars fan. Clearly, I was going to say Star Wars or Marvel.
Like, who else
Star Wars shirt?
Yeah,
he clearly, if you don't know what Star Wars is, this shirt is weird as hell.
Yeah.
But it's very clear that he was a Star Wars fan, and who knows, he might really enjoy our podcast. So that right there, I was like, man, I wish I had something to give him where it was like, here, check out our page. Check it out.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. That's a great idea.
So I'm setting up a table at Comic-Con this weekend, right? For the Pirates. And I decided that I'm bringing Mjolnir. Nice. Mjolnir and Stormbreaker. Because I'm not going to be just a salesman sitting at this table. I'm gonna.
You want them to know that you're part of the community too. Like,
I'm a nerd. Yeah, I'm gonna. Exactly. I'm gonna bring a little character to the table, and I can't wait. Plus, where the table is, it's right next to like the cosplay alley. So, bro, there's gonna be characters walking around everywhere.
That's dope.
Yep. Maybe. Yeah. I feel like Stormbreaker. If you're in the
Pittsburgh area, go check it out.
Oh yeah, Three Rivers Comic-Con. No, it'll be fun. It'll be great. So the new Pops, Haja, Estri, Jedi. I already know.
You already know what I'm going to say.
We have a Walmart exclusive Reva. So Alec was like, I got to get this Reva. And then it comes on a MF Pop Protector, which is another $9. And I'm not ordering it. I will not order it.
No, I will.
I would have
risk it. I would have as well. I will risk it and hope that it comes to my Walmart.
You wonder, are they making money on this? Are they
what?
On the, all right. So yes, if somebody buys the Reva Pop that comes with the Pop stack, yes, they are making more money than they would have if they just sold the Pop.
Right.
But
because they're forcing us to buy it, or is it turning people away?
Yeah. Are they cutting that? I don't know. I really don't.
Part of the reason for pre-ordering is to end up saving money in the long run, so you don't have to rebuy it at a flipper's rate
Yeah.
and risk the chance of not getting it. But I'm not going to pay an extra $10 for for a hard stack when hard stacks are for grails only, in my opinion. Unless you just have a bunch of them, I guess throw a random one in it. But hard stacks are for grails.
Or
The
ones
Walmart
that
exclusive Reva is not a grail.
no, like they're for grails or they're for pops that you consider to be a grail.
Yeah.
You know, like that's, and I'm sorry that you're not going to buy a pop in a grail. You're not going to buy a pop knowing that it's going to be a grail unless it's like 1 out of 500, 1 out of 1,500. I'm sorry. A Walmart exclusive pop is not a grail.
I only have 2 hard stacks in my Andrew Garfield is in one, and my Thor from Ragnarok is in the other.
All right. I have a few. So I have an unmasked, it's not an MCU pop. I have the unmasked unmasked Captain America. It's the Stanley Comic-Con one. I have that in a hard stack. I have Cap wielding Mjolnir in a hard stack. I have a lot of caps. I have the original OG Cap from the first Avenger. I have those 3 in a hard stack, and then I have Iron Man putting the stone at with
the New York Comic Con exclusive.
Yes, I have that in a hard stack. Those are my 4 Marvel ones, and then I know I have a couple Star Wars.
I actually have that one out of box.
I have all right, so I have 4. I believe I have 4 Star Wars in a hard stack. I have
right here.
Oh, nice. You have it out of box, and I have it in a hard stack. That's funny.
Yep.
So I have Queen Amidala, Jar Jar, and the original Grievous in a hard stack.
Nice.
Which Grievous might not be worthy of a hard stack anymore because he's going down. And then hold up. And then I have this. I have this Luke in a hard stack.
Oof.
Just because he's worth a little more money.
He's dope. You should be getting your new hooded Luke soon.
That I should. Yes, sir. I got charged for it today, so I should assume that comes soon.
Yeah, bro. I'm also disappointed in the fact that Reva, the Walmart exclusive one, it's the almost same damn thing, but except it has the lightsabers, bro.
Yeah.
Why is the common not have the lightsaber ignited? It's so stupid.
So you buy.
Dumb, bro.
So you buy the exclusive. I know it is dumb. It really, really, really sucks because we'll find it. I'm pretty confident that we will.
I need the Walmart one because I have all the other Inquisitors with their lightsaber ignited in the almost exact same pose.
Yeah.
So I need that. But
I don't know why I can't find it right now. I just had it pulled up a second ago. Haja Estri, Jedi. There it is. Yeah, it is very, very close to the first one.
Extremely. Here it is right here. If anyone's.
You know what's interesting though? Not once do we see her with both blades ignited. We don't see that. We only see one. So I'm sure that at some point we will, but at this point,
I'm sure it'll be all spinny mode.
Yeah. At this point, that's inaccurate.
Yeah.
Again, because Funko isn't the most accurate.
At Funko, hire us.
Yeah, deadass. I saw an interesting picture today. And it's a little blurry, so you can't really make it out. In the Inquisitor's quarter, office, whatever it is, there appears to be what look like Jedi lightsabers on the shelf, and then like a youngling helmet. I think the youngling helmet is a stretch because it's just like a white shell,
bulby shape.
Yeah. So I don't think that, but the lightsaber thing, I'm buying it. I think it is.
Another lightsaber for my collection.
Yes, sir. Hold up. I just got to show the people show and tell really quick of what I bought myself for my B-Day.
Okay. Oh my, yeah. This dude sent me a picture and I'm like, oh God, what is it? And he goes, check it out. Early birthday present to myself.
Ugh. I know I already said it that I was taking it to Comic-Con, but
It's
dude,
insane,
this thing
bro.
is so awesome. It's so big and it is so heavy.
That's so sick, bro.
It's such good material too, man.
How much did it run you?
160.
It's not that bad.
No.
That's sick.
I don't have batteries in it yet because it does make noise.
Dude, that's so big.
It's huge. I gotta find a way to hang it.
You need like massive hooks.
I know,
The
right?
hooks.
The hooks, me boy. If you don't know what that's from, then you are too young for this channel, or too old.
Or too old.
Yeah, you
Just
got to
kidding.
be in that perfect frame.
Yeah.
But please keep watching.
Yeah, please.
What else? What else?
Oh, yo. So I actually saw a potential leak today about Ahsoka. Kind of confirming like essentially continuation of Rebels was, you know how
Well, it is, dude. It's already, we know it is.
I know, but like, you know how like the art style of Rebels looks? It was basically a very grainy because I think it was recorded from Celebrations of a look at Ezra, Sabine, and the whole gang. Not live action, but it looked like it was like a painting, and then it was
That's
like
from Rebels.
but then it was like, yes, the end scene, but then it was like
Yeah.
transitioning into like live action. It was wild. I was
Really?
like, what the? I was like, I don't know. This could have easily been fake, but I was like, whoa.
Well, let me say this way, like it's a painting of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
They could easily paintings are art. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you could cartoonify me right now into a painting. So they very well could use the exact same picture of that painting, but have live action characters looking at it. So
Crazy.
yeah, we've already seen leaked pictures of Hera
Mm-hmm.
from the back. We've seen pictures of Ahsoka because her chandrils or
Or
whatever
longer.
they're longer, they're much longer,
That's crazy.
which
I
I
like
think is
that.
really cool. I think that's cool. Yeah, dude, it's clearly a continuation of Rebels, and it's, I don't know, we've talked about that.
I'm here for it.
Can't wait. And you
I'm
wonder how
here for
Vader
it.
plays into it now.
You know he's gonna have a part.
Maybe it's not Vader. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's like just flashbacks of Anakin.
Could be. I assume we're getting into some Veil of the Force stuff, so there's it could literally, there's limitless options of what we could do at this point.
Yeah, buddy. I hope they don't Marvel it though, where variants and all this.
Marvel
I
it.
love it. Yeah. I
I
love
love it,
variants.
but
all
one
that,
fandom is enough.
yeah. Yeah. Star Wars needs one timeline, one Darth Vader.
Yep.
One Vader.
You imagine like, you know how in like
Vader
Secret
versus
Wars,
Vader.
Vader versus Vader, like
Who wins?
probably Vader.
My money's on Vader.
Yeah.
What else?
What if,
Any new
dude? What
pops?
if we did like a multiverse type thing for Star Wars, and you get like 30 different Vaders, but then you got like light side Vader, and then like
So Anakin,
and then like non-injured Vader, and then like there's like a bunch of different looks at what he could potentially be. Yeah.
I know, right? Well, I think that the thing about What If is it plays into the MCU now with the multiverse breaking. But with Star Wars, it'd be cool to see truly just what if? What if? How could the story be different? Kind of like the scene you were talking about with Yoda. Just what if Dooku didn't turn to the dark side and all that kind of stuff. Not that it's canon or that it's another timeline, just a cool what if story.
I'd love to know.
I would too.
I mean, we can speculate all we want and say like, well, if Dooku wouldn't have turned, it would have been stronger, and Qui-Gon wouldn't have died, and yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Chain goes on and on.
No,
but I would love some, not confirmation because it wouldn't be canon, but like you said, the kind of like a cool story, kind of like how Visions is.
Yeah.
Just a side story that's just cool.
Yep.
We're getting season 2. Yeah.
Season 2. Season 4 of Mando's in production.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. That story's never ending. I'm kidding.
Way too much. It will, but there's way too much money to be made for it to stop anytime soon.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Do you have anything else? Anything else you can think of pop
No,
wise?
I don't think so. I
News.
we're getting new pops every week, so I'm sure next week we'll have a few to talk about as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, everybody, we can't thank you enough for tuning into episode 75 of the Carbonite Convos podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. If you got any sort of value out of it, if you could throw us a like, throw us a review, anything, we'd really appreciate it. Thank you for coming back once again, and make sure to come back at the end of the week for more videos. We have videos coming out every day on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, whether it be Easter eggs, facts, collection videos, everything. You know what we're about here at Carbonite Convos. So thank you for your support. And until the next time we catch you on the channel, like always, may the force be with you.
Remember, the force will be with you. Always.